Not just off a break, off of pretty much a 2-hour delay for the power outing and not knowing if you're going to play and all the craziness of it. I think both teams came out playing really, really hard and aggressive. And I don't know, maybe the way it was officiated was the same because they were letting it be one of the more physical games of the year. Neither team was, I would say, especially sharp offensively. Whatever, they were competing very hard, playing very hard. It was low scoring and kind of a rock fight. And honestly, the ups and downs of the second half, I mean, our guys made just enough plays to get a W, and that's a big-time win and a hard place to win. It's huge. I mean, Grand Valley's in a little stretch here where they've lost a couple close games in a row, but they're talented and a team that's probably going to be in that mix, fighting for a home playoff game towards the end of the year. And obviously getting the first one, especially one on the road, is huge when it comes to hypothetical tiebreakers. And, I mean, there's a lot of season left to play for us, for them, for everybody. So, I mean, you just never know, and having that one in your pocket's a good thing. I mean, that was as crazy of just things that could happen. And the back end of Saturdays, I mean, part of you thinks you weren't completely ready to play, but then you look at it, and I mean, we were pretty locked in defensively. We just couldn't make a shot. I mean, it was 13 minutes of game clock before we made a field goal, and I don't think I've ever been a part of that in my time at Tech. And somehow we still got up at half, and then it felt several times like we were going to go away and pull away from them. And at the same time, we're down 5 late in the game with a minute to go, and found a way to get it to overtime. And then overtime we get up, and it felt like we were going to win it. And I mean, it was just nuts with between how bad we shot on pretty good looks, between all the missed free throws, and then there was some mental mistakes. It was a very frustrating one, and you look at a box score and you still really can't understand it. And we relied on Marcus too much in that game. And we know on the road sometimes that's going to happen, but it was just another one of those games where, I mean, Norgard fouled out in 10 minutes. We never had an opportunity to use them down the stretch. We had to try some different things with probably our 3 best rebounders, 3 best post players all fouled out of the game. You're somewhat limited in your options. We talked a lot about it on the road. You can't count on shots going in. You can't count on getting calls. You can't count on going a lot of things your way. And you just got to make sure that your floor or whatever you're doing, effort-wise, competing-wise, you do everything you can, everything that you can control to win. And I'll even throw the free throws in there. I mean, I feel like that's a little bit more controllable than live shots and some of the other stuff. But sometimes things just aren't going your way, and we still made some decisions just going under a screen on a guy that we're not supposed to. A few mistakes that way that still cost you the game. And honestly, if you make your free throws, I mean, you're winning. There's so many things that you look back, and that's what makes a game like that so frustrating, that it slipped out of your hand. But you got to learn from it, and you got to go. And Ty's a really, really good player. I like that. I guess the rest of our team is starting to look for him more and gain that confidence in him as well. I mean, it's a confidence that all the years recruiting him and as a staff that we've had in him, but sometimes it's better when it comes naturally in the game that you're gaining your teammates' trust. I mean, if you've watched the games, I mean, if he's open, we tell him to shoot it no matter what. And for a true freshman, that shows the confidence that we have in him. So it's good. I mean, the shots he hit down the stretch against Grand Valley were huge. I mean, Grand Valley was spectacular. I mean, making shots. He made a couple huge defensive plays down the stretch. I mean, I thought he played well against Davenport. He still has some of the freshman mental mistakes. I mean, I think he fouled 3 jump shooters, and those are things that in not putting it, I mean, those are just the mistakes, the controllables that we have that we can't do in games like that to come out successful. Yeah, I mean, he hasn't shot up to his standards, but I mean, he's in the gym. He's a good shooter. He's been making them in practice. He's one of the most unselfish guys you'll ever coach. And yeah, he has to step up and shoot some when he's open. But we were never worried about him. I mean, he's always going to give it up to get somebody else going. I mean, that's just the kind of guy he is. He's 100% team first and the guy you love to play with. And there's times when he's going to have to make them, and we trust him. Obviously, we drew up a set for him to take the game-tying three, to send it to overtime, and he stepped up and knocked it down. I mean, if it doesn't matter what other people think, but obviously we have the confidence in him that we're telling him to take the shot in that situation. So it's awesome to see a couple go in, and we're a better team when he's making some shots. So hopefully that continues to go forward. I don't want to say surprised because our guys see it in practice and know he can shoot. It's good. I mean, the energy and the, if you want to say joy, when he makes some shots, and the excitement, because I mean, guys are just happy for him. I mean, it's a team first guy that plays his butt off every day in practice, brings it every possession, and it's good to be rewarded. I mean, points aren't everything in basketball, but they're still fun when you see them go in. I am. There's definitely a level of excitement, some anxiousness, some all of the above. I mean, this is going to be a game where, I mean, if anybody knows how it's going to go or what to expect, they're lying to you. I mean, it's the new gym. It should be a heck of a crowd. Northern's playing really well. I'm not sure how many in a row they've won, but it's a lot. They're doing a nice job of not beating themselves. I mean, they're coming out on every one of the close games, and when things aren't going right, they're finding a way, and they're deep. They got a bunch of new guys that haven't been in some transfers that haven't been in the rivalry, but they're very talented. They got their mainstays in Keel and Parzic and Privet, and it's going to take a tremendous effort to go down there and compete with them. Yeah, I mean, I know our guys are going to be ready. This isn't one where you have to make sure they're mentally focused and whatever. If anything, you got to make sure they're not too fired up. But no, I'm excited. Obviously, want to see some shots go in. It's a new gym, and we'll see. But no, it'll be fun. I mean, this is what you do it for, to get in games like this where there's going to be a heck of an atmosphere and two good teams going at it. Oh, for sure. And we know we're better when we're balanced. And, I mean, it just hurt not having that inside presence. There's been 2 games this year where Norgard's been in 3 fouls in the first half, never getting a rhythm, never playing, and we've struggled in those games to have that balance of being able to get to the paint and do that. And those are things we're working on to get that. But if you're telling me that Norgard's going to play 25 minutes, I feel a lot better about whatever pressure they put on Marcus. But Ty keeps stepping up and creating, and other guys are going to shoot better. I mean, you see us at home when we're comfortable shooting, and that's just still the growing part of playing on the road. And I've actually never been in the new gym, so hopefully it's a shooter's gym, and we come out hot, and then we'll definitely be fine. But we just got to move the ball and do the little things and execute the little parts of offense, and we'll be fine.